Hey everybody, it's Femtrooper, and today we're going to go over all the games I've beat recently. So another 3 games have been beat, and I am very excited to talk about them with you because 2 of them are absolutely phenomenal and one of them is atrocious. So I'm just excited to talk about it because it's definitely one that I know a lot of people have been wanting to hear my thoughts on. Of course, before we get into the video, please click like, subscribe if you're not, and let me know what you've beat recently. The game that we're going to start off with, I don't actually have anymore because I couldn't stand it, and as soon as a new game came out that I wanted, I got rid of it instantly. I got a great trade-in value on it at my local store, and then I bought Suikoden. So let's just... I don't have the physical copy anymore. Yay. That game, of course, is Mario and Luigi Brothership. Now, I genuinely... I hate this game. I hate it a lot. I think it's because the game is ridiculously long, and it should be about 20 hours, and it's like 50 hours. So it's pretty rude in that sense that it doesn't respect your time. So I just want to get into the reasons why I didn't like it. And of course, I have talked to people who did like this game. Obviously, there's going to be, you know, somebody who likes it. There's going to be games that everybody likes, right? Whatever. But for me, I did not like it. I did see this game to the end. I obviously beat it. I felt like after, I don't know how long, but I definitely played a decent amount and thought, this game is okay. I'm enjoying it. It's fine. It wasn't like an amazing stellar game by any means, but it was like, okay, I was having an okay time. Like, I wasn't hating it yet. And so I stuck with it. Then when I started to feel like I didn't like it anymore, I basically felt like, you know, I've put too much time in it now to go back and quit. I know some people don't care and they think, I hate a game, I just drop it, whatever. But for me, it's like, well, those past 2 weeks I've spent on it have now been a waste if I don't beat it. So I've gone over this in another video. I'm not going over that today. Let's just talk about the reason I don't like this game. Mario and Luigi Brothership is a JRPG, which is cool, and it's part of the Mario and Luigi series. This is like a brand new one, and they haven't made a new one for a while. I've never really played these games at all, so I was really excited to check them out. And I love JRPGs, and I love Paper Mario, I love Super Mario RPG, so I figured, well, I'm probably going to like this one. It has that turn-based style combat where it's sort of like timed button presses, like the other Mario RPG series out there, and so there's a lot to love here. The game is gorgeous. I mean, honestly, the game looks really, really good. The art style is really nice, and so I figured, what's not to like? So I'm playing this game, right? And it just kind of goes on and on. And I think that's the problem with it. The original story is kind of interesting. I mean, Mario and Luigi are transported to this other world, and basically it's been split up into like a million pieces, and so they're trying to put it back together. So you obviously have to find different islands, solve a problem there, and then it kind of comes back. And so by the end of the game, you've basically put the world, the continent, whatever you want to call it, back together. It's okay, like it's an okay premise, but after a while, it just feels like you're just doing something to do something. It almost feels like a game full of side quests. I never really felt like I was going on an adventure. I just felt bored, and each area is really long. So you'd be like, oh my God, like how did that take 3 or 4 hours? And then I have like 50 more of these to do. Like it was just brutal. Like I was really, really blown away, I guess, by how dull this was. It's bland. It's not very exciting, and you know, it's not funny and witty like the Paper Mario series. Like it's not. It's really just a letdown. And I have to say the combat is pretty good, and you learn different things as you go on. So I'm not like upset with that. The game looks good. The music was okay. I think there were some tracks I thought were pretty cool, but it was really like, you know, whatever. I'm not like blown away. I don't think it's awful though. It's just the fact that this game really overstayed its welcome. It was very boring and does not respect your time. So I am mad at that because it just went on and on. And like I said, the game really feels like it should be a shorter JRPG. This should be something that ends in the 20 hours ish area. Like if someone said that game was 23 hours, I'd be like, yeah, checks out. It's not though. It's honestly like 50 plus hours. This is it's rude. Like quite frankly, it's rude. Like I'm just like, wow, like to make a game that's like 20 hours and drag it out for an additional like 30 hours, like over doubling the game is just bad game design. I'm sorry. I don't know what the developers were thinking with this. It's just bad. And I wouldn't hate this game probably if it was a 20-hour game. And that really, really sucks. It really stings. It's just awful. And it's too bad. It's too bad to see a game be this bad. Like it was bad at the end. And I'll tell you this, like when I got to the final area, it was one of those games that like, it's almost like we know it's bad and we're actually going to just be rude to you now, because I got to the final area of the game, which appeared to be the final area, and then they're like, actually no, this is the true final area. So I was like, wow, this is annoying. And so then I had to go and do that, and then the actual final boss, like final dungeon area, was so long. Like I'm pretty sure the final boss had like 5 forms. It was so irritating. It was really just like, even that went on and on. It literally went on and on as far as it possibly could. Like they were like, can we drag this out another 10 minutes? You know, we will. If we can, we will. And they did. And so I'm just telling you that I can't recommend this game. Don't play it. It's terrible. And I just feel like you're going to be mad playing it. And I have talked to a lot of people, and most people I talk to agree that it definitely overstays its welcome. I do know the odd person who said they liked it, but I just feel overall it's not well received. And so I just can't recommend it. So unfortunately, that's a game I beat that I didn't like, but hey, the next 2 are good. So after I beat that horrendous, whatever you want to call it, game, I thought, that was so long and brutal. I need something shorter. I need something different genre, different everything. And so this came out, perfect timing. I beat Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Now, this is phenomenal. I do own it on the Wii. I own it on the 3DS. But the last time I truly played it was on the Wii, and I never even beat it. So I'm not going to play that version. I'm going to play this version, and guys, this is amazing. If you like platformers, you'll love it. It's Donkey Kong Country, so it's insanely fast-paced, like really great music, fantastic level design. Like I can't really speak highly enough about it. It's really good. Like I truly do like these more than the Super Mario Brothers series and Super Mario. I don't know. There's something about Donkey Kong Country that is just fantastic. And I'm bummed we still don't have a new Donkey Kong Country game, but I will take this for now, considering it felt new to me, because when I was playing it, I realized how, you know, far I didn't get in the Wii version. Like I'm pretty sure in the Wii version I'd only gotten through like 2 worlds or something. So it was really nice to get through this, and definitely one I feel really proud to beat, because these are not easy. This is not, like, I'm sorry, but Super Mario Brothers lately has been pretty easy, and I feel like these are not. These are very, very challenging, and it was to the point where each level would be like, I don't know, like every level I basically played, I thought, this is it. I won't be able to get further in the game. I have to drop it because it's just so hard. And yeah, I played it on the casual mode where you have 6 hearts instead of 3. That doesn't mean the whole game you have 6 hearts. It just, you're able to have a little bit more extra life, and it helps a little bit because these games are ridiculously hard, and so you can buy extra lives, because there were certain levels where it's like, that took me 100 tries, I swear, to beat it. Like it's brutal. It's very hard. I don't really care about that because I just play these games to have fun, and I really do. I do enjoy the challenge. I do enjoy the fun, and when I can actually get through a level and actually be like, okay, I did it, it's insanely rewarding. So even if you're using, you know, buying balloons to try and like give it another shot, when you actually get it and you get past that level, wow, it is an amazing feeling. So highly recommend this. It's great. Now, the next game that I beat was a Dragon Quest game. Yay! Because if you guys follow, I try and beat 1 Dragon Quest game a year. My goal is to beat every game in the series, so now I actually only have 1 remaining, which is very exciting. That doesn't mean I'm not going to play like remakes and stuff. Obviously I'm going to, but in terms of beating one of them, you know, one time, whatever version that is, I want to be able to say I've beat all the Dragon Quest games, and then, you know, we can go to replaying them again in the future. That game, of course, was Dragon Quest IX. Now, I've been putting this one off a little bit because I've heard it's not as good story-wise, and, you know, it's more like it was fun to play with other people because you could play, like, co-op and stuff. But I decided, you know what? It was either between this one or 7, and I thought 7 is really long, so let's go with 9. And you know what, guys? It's Dragon Quest. It's fantastic. It's really good. The last Dragon Quest game that I beat was 6. I beat it last year. And I had some issues with that one. I still liked it. Still Dragon Quest, still good. But Dragon Quest IX is really good. And I'll explain why. Dragon Quest IX, you play as a Celestial, and you're basically like, kind of like an angel character. And I thought that was really different. Because usually you're this like normal hero person with a sword. But this time, you're basically like an angel who falls down and you lose your halo and your wings. And then you have to like basically get them back. And by doing good deeds in different places, you kind of try and gain them back. So it was really interesting, and I felt like it was still, you know, that Dragon Quest adventure, but just with a twist. It wasn't quite the same. It didn't have that, like, oh, there's a big bad guy, you gotta beat him, and we're going to different towns to try and get to him and all this stuff. It wasn't that kind of adventure. It turns into that, but very late into the game. Obviously, there's a bad guy, but not the way other Dragon Quest games do it. So I thought, hey, this is kind of different. And yeah, I'm playing it in 2025, so I'm playing it by myself. So obviously it's a little different than some of the people who had the experience where you played it with friends and all that, but like realistically I wouldn't have played it that way anyway, and I just had a really, really good time. One downside about this game, and it's something I love about JRPGs, is in terms of party members, you create your own party members. Very Dragon Quest 3 in that way. And so, you know, you're not going to other towns and meeting a party member. They're not talking to each other at all. There's no dynamic. It's kind of just you. So if that doesn't bother you, then cool. If you're huge into characters and party, you know, party members joining up and there being like a real heavy story with the characters interacting, that is not what you're going to get here. But you are going to get really old school Dragon Quest goodness, and I feel like that's kind of all I wanted, and I was really happy with what I got. In terms of the graphics, yeah, it's dated because it's a DS game, and this is the only version of the game. There is no other version, because the DS versions of like 4, 5, and 6, those are obviously, you know, NES and Super NES games, so it's like, this is it though. There's no like Switch port, there's no PS whatever, there's nothing. It's just this DS game, not even on the 3DS. So it's kind of too bad because I just feel like it's forgotten and no one's playing it. And it is kind of a weird one to go from 8 to this. I don't want to say it seems like a downgrade, but in a way, 8 was so incredible and had great characters. And then you go to 9, it's a little bit weird. But I feel like it's still a Dragon Quest game and it's still really fun, and I get what they were doing with the DS, so it's cool. It's of the time, and if you can kind of go in with that attitude, then you're gonna really like it. And I really actually hold it high. I think it was a really solid game, and so yeah, one day I'll do a Dragon Quest list of my top 10, but yeah, Dragon Quest IX is fantastic. I really recommend it, and if you can find it for a good price, like, buy it, play all of them, obviously, but like, it is a really good one. I mean, I like it more than some other ones, so I really enjoyed it. It was very different for Dragon Quest, if Dragon Quest can ever be different, because I know they're kind of all the same thing. It's nice to see them do something different while maintaining the tried and true like Dragon Quest formula, so you get a true Dragon Quest game, but it's just a little different, and I really enjoyed that. I respect that. So those are the 3 games that I beat recently. Yay! Always nice to come on here and talk about that, because it's really great to just be like, ha, I beat these games, but I also love to talk about them, and I'm happy to report that 2 of the 3 were good. Always an unfortunate incident when I have to come on here and be like, I played a game that I hated or I didn't like or whatever. That really sucks. But at the same time, hey, I played it, I beat it, I'm telling you my thoughts. That's just part of life. You're not gonna like everything, and that's okay. And so I'm just happy that Donkey Kong Country Returns HD and Dragon Quest IX were both excellent. So kind of a mix of stuff here, especially Dragon Quest IX, because that's pretty old now, but really good game, and I don't care. I play old games and new games, and I obviously want to just talk about it. Thanks again for watching today, guys. Please let me know again in the comments what you've beat recently. I would love to know, and of course, I'll see you guys in my next video.